EPA meteorologist Bobby Martich here with your outlook for December 9th, 2022. It is Friday and end of the work week finally, and the Friday video forecast is proudly sponsored by McCall Collective Brewing. McCall is a family-owned and operated business with two locations in the Lehigh Valley. Their original Southside Allentown location at 102 East Susquehanna Street is open 7 days a week and features a full food menu, over 17 different beers to choose from, including a new release they had this past week, along with local wine and cocktails, and they have trivia nights every Wednesday evening. Their second location, McCall Collective Tap House in Trexlertown, is located at 7743 Hamilton Boulevard, and you can find 10 beers on draft, along with a house-smoked barbecue menu that is also open 7 days a week. Come into either location and get extra money on every gift card purchase made now through Christmas Eve. For more information about upcoming events, visit their Facebook page, or to place online orders, visit their website, mccallcollectivebrewing.com. Proud sponsors of the Friday video forecast. So today we have a mostly sunny day expected across the region. It will be slightly cooler than it was yesterday, and it's going to be slightly cooler again Saturday than it will be today. So you see above me your temperature spread 40 to 48, and then Saturday 38 to 45. Mostly sunny today, partly cloudy here on Saturday. Everybody's interested in what's going on Sunday. Well, here's that Friday night system, by the way. That's even further west than was originally modeled to hit. Remember, this was supposed to challenge some of our areas here, and some models had that actually bringing snow on Friday night. And that went away from that idea a couple days ago. It doesn't even look like Altoona, Johnstown, Morgantown are getting into this. This is going to kind of fall apart before it even gets there, it looks like. Our system that's going to be coming through this weekend is originating over the Great Lakes region. Starting point, the ejection point, if you will, of this low is now northern part of the Great Lakes. So this is going to slide off in this direction largely. And it's going to just clip our area. Our northern areas will get some snow out of this, and I think we're pretty much set on the idea because of the track of this being a little bit further north, and also the timing of this is coming a little bit later, not first thing in the morning on Sunday. We will have a mixture of rain and snow in our central areas, and in southern areas will just be some light rain showers. But when I say light rain showers, I mean it's going to be really light, probably under 1/10 of an inch in our southern areas for any precipitation from this. So I'm going to move this through. I'm going to change this over to a precipitation type look here, just so you can see what this looks like. And this is, again, not a lot of precipitation with this, but the snow part of it is going to be favoring our northern areas, especially in areas of elevation, where you can get some minor accumulations of snow. When you get down to like I-78, the I-78 corridor, you're going to be more like, a mix of rain and snow at times, but no appreciable accumulations. Little or no accumulations in those areas, and further south, anything that would fall would be in the form of rain, and very light at that, okay? So this is mostly a New York State, southern New York deal. Actually, all of New York State gets into this action here once you get up to the lower Hudson Valley and points north. And also, in our area, we're looking at north central, northeast PA, maybe getting into far northwestern New Jersey on the way out of here. And the NAM is doing the same thing. Now, it does have, keep in mind that temperatures are going to be an issue here. This is 10 o'clock in the morning on the NAM low-res version. I don't have the high-res version in range yet, but the lower resolution version showing some scattered snow showers. You can have snow falling as the precipitation type, but it won't necessarily be sticking depending on what the temperatures are doing. But once you get up here in these areas up farther north, you will have an easier time for that to happen. So this is actually indicating snow all the way down into parts of southeast PA even with this. Scattered snow showers, but they could be falling as snow and just not really doing anything. We call that white rain, okay? But areas further north where it's still colder, you can get some minor accumulations of snow, especially across the higher elevations, higher tier of northeast PA, northwest New Jersey, as this moves out, and this gets out of here by early Sunday evening. So when it first starts coming in, this is looking at 10 o'clock in the morning. There's 1 o'clock in the afternoon, all right? So it's going to take a little bit to get in here, and it's not coming first thing in the morning, according to the NAM. Here is what the total accumulations are. This is what actually sticks, not what falls. You could have some snow that falls that, might be seeing flakes all the way down here from, the Harrisburg region or greater Harrisburg region over to the Lehigh Valley and parts of northern New Jersey. Snow falling, but not necessarily sticking, or mixing with rain is probably a better estimate. It's going to go back and forth, I think, with these temperatures bouncing around. But if you look at and notice here what's happening, these are all higher elevations where it has these bullseyes here where these areas here, these are all higher elevations. Same thing with this up here. These are all higher elevations. So that's where it's focusing the snowfall. And up further north, it's high and low elevations because it's just cold enough up there where it's going to support it. And that's where most of the precipitation is tracking with this. So in this case, we're looking at maybe an inch or two. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody gets 3 out of that as in these areas that are in blue. The inch mark is anything in gray or the darker gray and above. Darker gray starts the 1 inch mark. Okay, these lighter grays and that's probably nothing at all or very little, but just trace amounts if that. Okay, so we will have a snow map out for this day. It's probably not going to be like an alert worthy thing. It's just going to be something we put up there on the weather alerts page. We'll say, hey, here it is. You want to look at it, read the discussion, knock yourself out, but it's not like a big deal overall. This is more of a nuisance event and just mainly focus on those elevations. Short range guidance is showing the same thing. This is the RGM that came this evening. Pretty much matches the year almost spot on there, right? So it's not much different, and we're not expecting any surprises with this at this point. So that's that system. Once we get beyond this, I want to show you a few things here because our next system that's going to be coming in won't be for a couple of days. So we're going to stay on the cooler side of average, slightly so. Monday and Tuesday with temperatures are becoming partly cloudy here on Monday as the system pulls away, and mostly sunny on Tuesday. This next one coming in here, if you look at our local forecast and look at Thursday, it shows showers, rain, right? And that's because that is the predominant precipitation type for most of this. But you see what this is trying to do. You have a primary low that's trying to cut into the Great Lakes, but it can't. And the reason it can't do that is because at this time, there is an enormous blocking pattern over Canada. So this is your area low pressure, right? It's trying to cut up here like this and go into the block and saying, well, I can't do that. So it ends up transferring a secondary somewhere over eastern Carolina or somewhere in that vicinity, which then goes up in this direction. This is, for those of you that know what this is called a Miller B transfer. Where this transfer occurs is going to be critical to our region of what we see as far as precipitation types. Because again, European model, if we go back to that, is suggesting you might have like a brief wintry mix at the onset of this, but this is mostly a rain deal. And they have this, here's a secondary low, primary's up in the Great Lakes. It does transfer, but it's too far west and there's too much warm air involved with this, where it is just rain. And it goes over to rain. Might end as a little bit of snow here in far northern areas on the European model, and then some residual snow showers behind it on Friday as the cold air rushes in. Usually when we have a pattern change, there's going to be usually a storm that is of significance that changes the pattern and sets the pattern going forward. This is that storm. This is one of our winter storm signals too in our long range outlook. I will be updating that again today. I'm going to have an additional signal on that. And that is going to be this one out here that's way off the coast of California. Will be coming in the 20th to 22nd time frame, somewhere in there. That's going to be another storm signal, winter storm signal that we're introducing this pattern. But there's this one here we can't give up on. Again, it's in our 7-day outlook, in our forecast, and it has rain right now. But here's some other models that ran this evening that are quite interesting. Here's that same GFS agrees that this cold front's coming at us, right? The primary goes up into the Great Lakes, runs into the block, transfers, and oh boy, look at that. That is not predominantly rain, okay? So it won't take much of a shift to see something different. I don't think it's going to be this necessarily, but you never know. We have a lot of time to look at that. We're talking about next Thursday, Friday time frames. That's a long ways away. And just for argument's sake, here's the Canadian model that ran this evening, and this is showing mostly a freezing rain event in the interior, sleet, freezing rain. A lot of possibilities with that. A lot of time to look at it. So I don't want to put the cart ahead of the horse yet, but don't just assume that this is going to be just rain or maybe brief ice to rain and that's it, predominantly rain. We don't know that yet, okay? So we'll continue to look at that in the week ahead. One thing at a time. We got Sunday system coming in, although minor. We still have to put a map out for that and a discussion. I'll have that later today. It does look like the sustained cold is going to come in either way, no matter what the precipitation type ends up being with this. Sustained cold for a long time is going to come in after that. And again, I'm introducing a new winter storm signal in today's long-range outlook that's going to be between the 20th and 22nd of December. That is not this one. This is already an existing winter storm signal. Whether it's a winter storm or not, we'll see. But that is certainly with that signal we picked up in the long range, and that's what we're referring to. So we'll continue to watch that in the week ahead. In the meantime, have a great Friday, and I will talk to you again for the weekend video forecast on Saturday. I'm EPAWA meteorologist Bobby Marchus. That is this. That's your outlook for December 9th, 2022. Have a great Friday.